Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It's another Sunday, which means another speed duel deck profile. Today we will be doing a vanilla beatdown. Now, before we do that, I have one last of the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure decks that was given to us for giveaway purposes. And today's giveaway winner is Sin Chu. So, again, this duelist is always expressing how cool new sets are, how they wish they had the cards from it. And my friend, I hope that you'll get back to me on the email. Again, casualduelist78@gmail. And we can get this sent to you. So that this way you'll have a copy of this deck for yourself. And again, thank you for watching for as long as you have and just enjoying the channel, okay? So again, Sin Chu, go ahead, get at me in the emails, and we'll get that sent out to you. Now, to today's deck. It can use one of three skills. Honestly, I built this deck without even considering skills at first. At which point I was just like, what skills could we use? And I thought the first one that would be unique would be the new Tristan Taylor, Even the Odds. This one's kind of a goofy little activation. You activate this skill only if the opponent controls exactly 3 cards and you control no cards. So in a go second situation, this can actually work out pretty well. What you'll do with Even the Odds is during the main phase, add 1 card from the deck to your hand, then place 1 from the hand to the bottom of the deck. This skill can only be used once per duel. There are other decks that can, in fact, use this more rapidly if you build around the skill. And we could talk about that another time. This is probably my least likely to play skill. Second, we will be taking the Tag Gardener. This is the Battle City Bestie, so at the start of the duel, flip this over. Again, this is a new one. Apply the following skills. Take no battle damage during your own turn. And then once per turn during your end phase, if your opponent activated a card or effect, you get to draw a card. So again, if your opponent decides to interact on your turn, you are going to get a card for that. This is probably my best used skill with this. And then last but not least, I love this skill, and I figured it was time to bring it back. This is the I'm just going to attack. And you got to remember that this has been errated since the original printing of this copy of it. So you only get to activate the, I think the bonus and everything. This is like just one turn that you get. One character gets 100 points until the end of the turn. And then during the battle phase of that turn, when the opponent would activate a trap card, you can negate it and reset that trap card. Again, this one kind of goes in the middle of the stack. I just really enjoy it. I'm probably playing Battle City Bestie if we're being honest. So of the 3 skills, that is the one I'm most likely to play. Now, that said, it is a 20-card main deck, and it plays very simple. We want to beat down, and we want to use as many normal monsters as possible. So right off the rip, you're going to notice a quick strategy. I'm just going to give you all 9 monsters. It is going to be 3 Arcfiend Soldiers, 3 Mechanical Chasers, and 3 copies of Vorse Raider. So the punchline is all 4 stars, 1900, 1900, 1850. I just need you to know they're all dark attribute, and that's what's going to come into play with all whopping 1 tech card. We're going to use 2 copies of Lure of Darkness, so this way we can kind of dig through the deck a little more effectively to get to the other cards that we want to see. Moving forward with more spells, we do main board 1 Cosmic Cyclone. Again, back row, just kind of a pain in the butt. 2 enemy controllers. Again, we have 2 uses here. We could either move a monster's battle position, so it's great for defense, or if we need to press the attack, the opponent has a big monster card, we could tribute one of our own monsters and take control of the opponent's monster for the round, which is easy enough. Single copy Reborn, obvious reasons. Single copy MST. Again, back row, it's got the least amount of negative drawbacks. If you guys wanted to use something else in this spot, from the one-ofs, like Offerings to the Doomed because of the Monster Reborn, you could simply add a 2nd Cosmic Cyclone to the deck and bump it to 21. That's not really going to affect too much. And we do run some traps. So like one of my favorite traps to run every time I do vanilla beats is I love the Justy Break trap card. So when the opponent's monster declares an attack on our normal monster card, Destroy all monsters on the field except attack position normal monsters. And again, there's no reason for us to be in defense mode. So again, this is just good. And it does wipe out an entire side of the field all in one quick, concise motion. I'm also running a couple of the Quaking Mirror Force because I just like it. And again, since Konami hasn't graced us and may not grace us with an additional ban list, this might be the final iteration of this deck. So again, Quaking Mirror Force, much like the Floodgate Trap Hole, any monster that goes into face-down defense from this is going to be paralyzed in that position, will not be able to move itself. This right here is the first portion of the deck. This is the main deck and the skills. If you guys give us a second, go ahead, pause, make your notes and or screenshot. We'll be back with the extra and side decks in a moment. All right, and we are going to be starting with the side deck. So in the side deck, we are going to carry a couple of extra cards. We are going to carry an additional Cosmic Cyclone. Again, if you have decided to bump the main to 21, this could be a card slot, your choice. We're also going to carry our third enemy controller here because I do think enemy controller belongs in the discussion of great quick play spells. And again, just overall utility cards as far as Speed Duel is concerned in general. The next two is actually just a choice between. I recommend playing two of either of these, either Lost Wind or the Breakthrough skill. This is, again, this player decision. The way they work, Breakthrough skill is only ever going to be like an effect veiler. As a regular trap, you target an effect monster the opponent controls, negate the effects of the face-up monster the opponent controls until the end of the turn, and then during your turn, except the turn is sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to target an effect monster the opponent controls, negate the effects of that target until the end of the turn. First effect is normal spell speed 2. Second one is during your own turn. So effectively, I mean, it's probably still a spell speed 2 since it is a trap card effect. But I feel like it's a sloppy spell speed 2. Should be considered a spell speed 1. Still really good if your opponent has something like Thousand Eyes Restrict and you want to get around the paralyzing effect real quick. Again, if you were to do this to Thousand Eyes Restrict, not only is it not going to rip off the equipment first, it's just going to straight up KO the monster. But any power it was gaining through its effect is also mitigated down to 0. So it's effectively a Falcon Punch that takes him out in one shot and acts like a direct attack. So it could be a game-winning scenario for you there. But nothing that Lost Wind could not have done as well. Lost Wind, target a face-up special summon monster card on the field, negate its effects. Also, if its original attack would become halved. So again, same thing would happen to Restrict in this instance. If a monster is special summoned from the opponent's extra deck while this is in the graveyard, except during the damage step, you may set this back on the field and then banish it when it leaves the field. So again, it does work twice, and this one will retain spell speed 2 twice in like a true spell speed 2. Breakthrough skill has some utility, and depending on how your local meta is shaping up and how your own player turns go further into the matches, it may be the better choice for you. So again, play 2, pick one of them, just do what you do. And then last one, again, kind of a certified classic around here, is 2 copies of Waking the Dragon. Again, we use this so that when it gets destroyed or banished, it goes to the graveyard or to the banish pile by an opponent's card effect. We are just trying to play cards out of our extra deck and cheat out fusion monsters. So again, this is just like good stuff. Of those fusion monsters, we are, of course, going to run the Arcana Knight Joker. Arcana Knight Joker is a big boy. He does have the effect to protect himself by discarding cards to negate card effects that are targeting him. We do play Spell Trap and monsters in this deck, so he will be able to run the whole gamut. We do have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Again, toughest card in the format stat-wise at 4,500. Just the biggest card, so again, we want to run it. Cyan Dragon, biggest card that has piercing. And again, that's kind of like a big thing because like if we were again just talking biggest card and like pre this last set, Blue Eyes Ultimate was just a pack ultra, so it wasn't exactly budget friendly. But now it is. It's basically a giveaway. Master of Oz was still at like 4,200 and was something that was very readily available. Next up, Destiny and Dragoon. A little bit of spot destruction. Can do burn damage. Oja King. Field collapses. And of course, I talk about Thousand Eyes Restrict all the time. It's a good option. And moving forward, anytime I talk about Thousand Eyes Restrict, I feel obligated now to remind you guys that if you've missed that structure deck, you could still have a Super Vehicroid Stealth Union from your secondary GX set. And again, once per turn, you can target a face-up non-machine monster on the field. Equip that target to this card. While equipped with a monster by its own effect, this card can attack all monsters the opponent controls once each. And if it attacks, its original attack is considered half. If this card attacks the defense monster, it will inflict piercing. So I'm not saying an 1,800-point monster is going to do crazy things, but it is going to take something off the opponent's side of the field, and that might be enough. And again, it doesn't have a limit. It can take multiple cards. And if you play him with other strategies, again, if we play a deck based around just playing this big bad Transformer, it could be a very fun deck. So this is the side and the extra. This is our vanilla beat. And one last time, big thanks to Sing Kun Chu. Hopefully you go ahead and contact me and I can get this structure deck out to you. I do want to thank you guys for stopping by. Again, you guys are what makes this channel great. You guys have formed sort of like a little community. You guys are always helping each other down in the comments. And it's lovely from a creator standpoint to see you guys like coalesce like this. And again, thank you. Just do the things, don't do the things, do the one thing, guys. Go out there, have a wonderful day. Let's start a great week together. And I hope to see you guys again later on throughout the week, all right? So, till next time, take care of yourselves, and see you later.